Welcome back to the channel. Liam here, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the Cabletime 16-in-1 triple monitor with SSD enclosure dock for your laptop or desktop computer. Now, for full transparency, Cabletime did reach out to me and sent me this item for free, but they are not telling me what to say. The opinions are my own, and they will not see the video before you, the public. Now, this unit allows you to quickly and easily expand your computer to more ports for external devices, whether they are smartphones, tablets, external drives, what have you. It offers a combination of both USB-A and USB-C ports, as well as two extra HDMI ports, as well as a display port. And it even has a microphone and headphone jack as well. Now, the Cabletime dock is built from quality aluminum to help with heat dissipation, and its vertical design means it'll take up less space on your desk in order to minimize clutter. So let's go ahead and open the box and see exactly what we get inside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the box here. Okay, so first we have the warranty paperwork. Then we have a USB-C to C cable. We have the actual dock unit itself. And in the back compartment here, we have another heavy-duty braided USB-C to C cable. So we do have our data cables, we got our dock, and we got our warranty paperwork, which we'll go ahead and stick back in that box for now, so we can continue on. Okay, so this is the Cabletime dock itself. Now, in the smaller box, we have the paperwork along with the SSD enclosure. And then we also have a little USB-C to USB-C ribbon style cable. So let's go ahead and set all that aside. Now, looking at the front of the dock, we have the power button below the Cabletime name, which you press and hold for a few seconds to power the unit on. Next, we have both a micro SD 3.0 and a full-size standard SD 3.0 card slots. Besides the memory card slots, we have a 10 gigabits per second USB-A port, which is 3.2, so it's 10 gigabit port. Now, below the memory card slots, we have the headphone and microphone jack. And then on the other side of that, we have a single USB-C 3.2 10 gigabit per second port as well. Now, turning the dock around, on the back side, we have two columns of ports, and starting on the left, we have a 480 megabits per second USB-A, as well as a second one. Below them, we have two more USB-A 3.0 ports at 5 gigabits per second. The first two are 2.0. And then on the very bottom, we have our 1 gig Ethernet port, so you can actually plug your networking directly into the dock. And get full 1 gigabit Ethernet port for networking. On the right-hand side, we have a display port, which is 4K 60 hertz. And then we have two HDMI ports. Now, the first one says 4K 30 hertz, and the second one says 4K 60. But when I was reading the paperwork, it said that you could do 3 external monitors at 4K 60, so I don't know if that might be a typo. But either way, it gives you triple monitor capability, so you can have a total of 3 monitors hooked up at one time. Then we have the USB-C host port, MST, which you use for connecting to your computer. And then down at the very bottom, we have a USB-C port that's 100 watt of power delivered. So that's a 3.2 port as well. It's 10 gigabit. On the very bottom, excuse me, we have another 10 gigabit USB-C 3.2 port to use for connecting the SSD enclosure. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the enclosure. Now, the SSD enclosure is fairly standard, basic. It's aluminum construction. And the top here, if I can get it, come on, there we go, lifts off like so. And inside here, I have a 1 terabyte NVMe M2.2 SSD. So just keep in mind that you want to make sure you get an SSD that's going to be small enough to fit into this slot right here. It's not going to take the longer ones. They do make these in various lengths, so you want to keep that in mind. And you can see the internals of the enclosure, the socket that the SSD snaps into, a lockdown Phillips screw to hold it in place securely so you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, just make sure you order the correct size NVMe M2 SSD in the right physical size, and you'll be good to go. So let me go ahead and put the lid back on that. Now, when we go ahead and add that to the dock, it's actually going to slide right into this port on the bottom, just like so. And the bottom of the SSD enclosure is magnetic. So as you can see, it attaches magnetically in the slot so it doesn't move around. It's nice and secure. And then you just hook up the ribbon cable to it here and here. Oops, it will slide if you push on it. So let me get this bad boy out of here first so I can hook the ribbon to it. And then we'll put it back inside. I should have done that first. All right, so we hook the ribbon to it, then we slide it back into its slot, and it magnetically attaches, so it's nice and secure in this dock enclosure. So there we have the dock itself. Now, as I said before, all you do is hook up your primary USB-C cable, which is a nice braided cable. It has a Cabletime Velcro wrap around it, and it is orange. It has an orange collar around each end of it to let you know it is the host cable so that you can make sure you hook it up correctly to your laptop, desktop, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm not 100% certain. I did email the company, but they've been out for a Chinese holiday for a few days. I believe the maximum capacity for the for the SSD enclosure is 2 terabytes, but I'm waiting for confirmation from them. If I get it before this video releases, I'll put it as a text notification across the bottom of the video, just so that you know for sure. But I believe the maximum capacity is 2 terabytes. So like I said, with the magnetic enclosure on the bottom, it slides right into the back of the dock and it doesn't move around. So you don't have to worry about it sliding around when you move the dock or anything like that. Now, additionally, if you want to use it for external storage on your Mac or PC, you could also, in addition to using it on your Mac or PC, you could also use it on the back of your MagSafe iPhone so that you can have more storage on your iPhone for shooting videos. And the USB-C to USB-C ribbon cable is the perfect length to connect it to your iPhone as well from that MagSafe point on the back. Now, I've been using this Cabletime USB dock for a few weeks now, and it works extremely well. It gives my Mac Mini the ability to have considerably more devices connected to it than I could with the small number of built-in USB A and C ports that Apple gives you by default. So I do like that. The optional SSD enclosure with USB-C port at 10 gigabits per second means that you can add more storage to something like this Mac Mini of mine or a MacBook Pro and get really fast transfer speeds as well. So let me go ahead and hook this up to my Mac and then we'll continue this portion of the video. Okay, so as you can see now, I have it hooked up to my Mac Mini. You can see the power light is on, so it is functioning just fine. And again, I have the external micro SD and standard size SD ports, which is handy for me being a photographer as well as videographer. I love having micro and regular SD slots that are on the front, quick and easy to get to. Now, I'm not using all of the ports on this currently, only because My Mac Mini that I use for podcasting and YouTubing, I'm only using a single monitor with, where my Mac M2 Pro on my other desk that I use for my daytime IT work, I do use dual monitors. So right now, I just have this hooked to the Mac Mini with the host cable here. I've got the micro SSD enclosure hooked up down here. And then this is where I have another small USB hub that has some other devices plugged into it for the time being. I haven't moved them over to this yet because I didn't want to have to undo and redo all of those cables to make this video. Because being I'd already been using this hub for a little while, I was going to have to disconnect everything, package it all back up, put it back in the box for the unboxing experience. So I didn't want to have all of my stuff tied into it just yet. But again, it does give you 16 ports in one dock, which is extremely handy. So as you can see, the Cabletime 16-in-1 USB dock is extremely handy. It gives you a lot of flexibility for adding additional ports to your laptop or desktop computer setup, depending on what your case or needs happen to be. Now, if you'd like to pick up one of these vertical docks for yourself, you can use the links in the description down below. Now, the dock by itself is only $99, and if you get it with the optional SSD enclosure, it's only $119. That's US dollars, so I just wanted to make you fully aware of that. All right, that's going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch it, and I want to remind you to subscribe down below. Turn on all notifications. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions you might have about the Cabletime 16-in-1 dock, and I will see you all again in the next video.